Hey everybody, welcome to the channel. Jofo here, and we are back on some Pillars of Eternity. We were going to run away from this situation because I am ill-equipped to beat these people for now, it seems. So I'm going to come back a little later. We're gonna go do other things at the moment. I was doing good, but there is a definite learning curve that I am not able to get through at the moment. So I'm going to go back here to Kednua, see what's going on. We have quite a bit of money. We have quite a bit of stuff. I probably have stuff to sell anyways, or unless I already did that last game. I'm getting a little tired of these loading screens. I have to say. So in 5 or 6 days, depending on when this video comes up, Final Fantasy VII will be coming out, and that is what I'm going to be concentrating on. In fact, almost exclusively for a while. I'm probably just going to play that. So this game, I have to pre-record some games so that I have something to put out. I'm also slowing down to 1 video a day for this series. I have a feeling I'm saturating it. Maybe even 1 every 3 days. I don't know. 1 every 2 days. We'll see. I don't know if I should be putting out 3 videos a day, 2 videos a day. But because I do like raw, unedited footage, it's just not so bad. Is there anything happening here that I can do? Nothing new to report. Silicon has arrived from Deerford Village. With your coin, okay, that ends in supplicant being escorted by It's Okay. Fantastic. Anything to upgrade? Complete. Is there anything in the process of being upgraded right now? I think so, no? Oh yeah, finish in 8 hours. I mean... 8 hours? No? Really? There we go. Training grounds completed. A supplicant, another supplicant, supplicate. Send an escort. Sure. Go, Sagani. There you go, Sagani. Don't need to rehire any new people that I can think of. My party is fine. What did that say? Yeah, no, level 8. And that, I should be ready for another upgrade, which... I want something that's like visually fun. So we have the towers. The craft hall. The curio shop. The artificer hall. Yeah, go with that. Yeah. Alright. Meanwhile, I want to go to what's... Actually, I want to see... Let's go to the log for a second. Not that. That. Informally do I... Okay, no, we know that. Undying Heritage. I haven't done that yet. I haven't figured out how to do that yet. The Durgan Battery Trial. Okay, that. Definitely. That definitely. I met a strange woman whom I know only as a grieving mother. Okay, right. That the Siege of Cragholt. I tried doing that for now. Find the Ardra Archstone. Haven't found that. The Master's Blow. Haven't done that either. I'm wondering if I should do these. I mean, they weren't super hard. The Records Archive. We tried that. He said things might be different if my reputation were stronger. Okay, so we're going to work on that. I don't really know. But, why are you all... Anyways, this way. Hey. Alright. We are going to go to Stalwart. I have a feeling that's where we should be anyways. I accept that this is what I'm going with. And I have to go with cursor. Boink. Let's go to Stalwart Village. Wow, 24 hours. Shit. Salon trip. My watch is telling me to check my rings because I'm not walking last couple of days. I gotta go for a walk later today probably. If it's not raining. Poopies hate the rain. I am not only happy when it rains. I'm happy when it's nice, warm, with a nice cool breeze at night. Yep.
You set out for Stalwart. The White March rises up in the distance, stretching to the north and south as far as the eye can see. It beckons to you with peaks like broken fingers. The road thins to a tattered ribbon, and the shadow of the mountains falls across your path. You've barely begun your climb when the darkening sky pummels you with hailstones and turns the ground beneath you to ice. You press on. The air grows thin, and the treacherous mountain passes funnel screeching winds past your ears. A blizzard forces you to make camp for 3 days, huddling for safety while snow piles around your refuge. At last the weather clears, and you approach Stalwart under a crisp blue sky. There's a noise, high and sharp, coming from the village that sounds at first like another frozen gale. But when you top the rise and reach the village's wooden gates, you see what lies beyond them.
Oh.
It's Darzyr, with a whole pack of them!
We can take these bastards!
You know. Oh shit, my Artificer Hall is already complete.
Right.
Huh? Where's my cursor? That was weird. Actually, you might be. Ooh, garnets. Ogres that drop garnets. My favorite kind of ogres.
Look out! More of them by the fishery!
Come on, guys. We can do this. Man, he really just, he went clubbing. He just clubbed my freaking druid.
Feels sharp as steel.
Good.
I'm blinder than a whorepox bat.
Are you? Oh, he must have gotten blinded by something. That's funny. I love their little.
We need help.
Yeah, you're getting help. Calm down. Whoa, he came by fast. Why am I not? There we go. You will be using some tentacles, and you're going to put those tentacles right here. No, tentacles. 10 tentacles. 1, 2, 3, 5 tentacles. Or fine, whatever. Do that.
Let's hop.
Oh yeah, this team is way better than my than my Rangers team. Oh, night Brath's Bell. I need those. Mullahs, give me your mullahs. Anything happening here? The center of town. Ooh, over here. I don't know why the wizard's running to this, but this is kind of stupid.
Let's go.
I don't know who's saying that, but it sounds really dope. Ooh, he's got a cannon. Careful. Wow. Did Edders just like... I think he just tanked that. That was dope. Taking your tent, sorry. Taking your Brittown band, I guess? Britain band? Let's get him first.
Let's go.
That's it.
No, you go. No. I really want a better system than this stupid spinning wheel. Yes, I understand. I'll have to get a PC. Thank you for telling me that. You. I don't think you can do that yet. You are right next to him, so trip him up. And you, who has things you can do. You too, you have things you can do.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
Darzir's fallen. Back to the Matron now.
Oh, I guess that guy was Darzir, or whatever. I find it a little choppy for something that's so, like, villager. You're the one Renegil sent for. She'll want to speak with you. Her house is just up the way, next to Gref's Rest.
Katie's house is burning. Hurry! They're both in there. The hut's coming down.
Who has the who has the highest dexterity? That's what I need to know. Definitely not me. No. Oh, he's got 17. He's got 11. He's got 9. He's got 13. Oh, I don't want to kill my mage, but he's got the highest dex. What about might? I need someone that's like balanced. It's gonna be him, unfortunately. Yeah. The roof of this hut is almost entirely enveloped in flames, lighting the snow in stark orange hues. Several beams have been reduced to ember-dotted husks. Through the hut's threshold, you can see only billowing smoke. Fire roars as it climbs the timbers. The air feels thick and hot, and the building is a maze of flames. Withstanding the smoke and navigating the fire will be challenging. I'm going to send Aloth. I'm really sorry, dude. I love you, but you have the highest dex. Aloth leaps over the burning threshold, plunging out of sight behind a wall of smoke. Inside the house, fire has pitted the wall, and beams and a thick haze rolls through the building. It is hard to see even a few feet ahead, save for the occasional glimpse of glowing embers. Continue forward. The air is thick with acrid black smoke. The smoke leaves Aloth coughing and fatigue. Constitution 12. Uh-oh. Aloth moves onwards through a haze of heat and soot. The hut groans and shifts as the blaze grows. With a mighty groan, a burning beam comes crashing down. Caught off guard, Aloth is pinned beneath the heavy log. Uh-oh. Even reeling from the impact, Aloth is still able to heave the debris away with relative ease. Aloth gets back upright and a little winded from the ordeal. Continue. Flames rise and lick at Aloth. Aloth can keep going, but not for much longer. Uh-oh. Pressing forward, Aloth comes at last to a wider room. To the left is a man, the source of the faint cries for help. He stands trapped behind a curtain of flames, arms raised out toward off the heat. It may be impossible to reach him without quenching the flame. The fire is first. To the right, a woman lies unconscious beneath what appears to have been the roof. She's small, but the rubble trapping her looks heavy. Smoke winds its way up and out into the open air, obscuring all sight of the outside. Stop and examine the situation left. Right. This woman is trapped beneath a considerable amount of rubble, including a heavy crossbeam. A purpling bruise on her temple suggests that she was struck as the debris fell. On her outflung hand, you can just make out the glint of a ring. I have lost the pry bar. Aloth sets the pry bar against a section of the crossbeam and, using every ounce of strength, strains to lift it clear. After a period of fruitless struggle, the beam finally begins to rise by a slow degree. With one great final effort, Aloth heaves the last of the rubble clear of the woman. Though still unconscious, the woman is free of the rubble and can now be moved. Carry the woman out. The woman is of a slight frame, and carrying her proves easier than freeing her from the rubble. Aloth hoists her carefully onto his shoulder. Retreat to the exit. Beset by smoke-clogged air, blistering heat, and burning debris, Aloth is rapidly losing strength. With every passing moment, survival becomes more unlikely. Keeping a firm hold on the unconscious woman, Aloth turns for the exit. Aloth clears the fallen beam with easy grace, avoiding the scattered embers and debris underfoot. The smoke clouds Aloth's vision and makes it difficult to breathe, but Aloth staggers onward. At last, Aloth comes to the door, rushing out of the blaze and into the mountain air. Okay, so I saved the woman.
Thank the gods you saved her.
Okay, can I was sure that thing was coming down and taking your friend with it. Least you got Katie out when you did. As for poor Lurgolder. Sorry, Lurgolder. You look like you could use a drink. Take this over to Hefrix and have one on me. Oh, thanks. I really didn't need your money. I'm sorry I couldn't save more. I hope she lives. I'm not usually into saving people, but yeah, you know, sometimes you gotta save them because they ain't saving themselves, right? We didn't get anything from that. Nope. Let's go in here. Renegil. I haven't had the chance to take anybody prisoner yet. Let me see if I can't buy some of the mercenaries to come and fight with me at You see a middle-aged woman and a younger man locked in an argument. Both wear clothes streaked with blood and dirt. The young man turns to the woman, a fresh cut visible below his eye.
Destroyed the stockade, Mother. It's
Enough. They're gone.
She holds up a hand which is missing the final joint of her ring finger, but it's her voice, sharp and steely, that silences the young man. As he glowers at his toes, she turns to you with dark circles under her eyes and smiles. And a smile pulled taut across thin lips.
The deliverer of Cadnua. Thank you for making the journey. Abidan knows it's a long one.
Abidan? The despoiler? Are you Chaos?
I wager on a more civilized welcome. Still, we're much obliged for your capable intervention.
Do you follow Horus Lupercal into death and destruction? He pulls a knife from his belt and an apple from his pocket and sets to work.
That's fine of you to say so, though I'm hoping your strengths lie more with arms than words.
No, I'm very wordy.
Stalwart isn't much more than a grease stain on a map. What roads we've got in the White March are basically tracks in the snow.
What are you, like?
For every trader or adventurer that comes through, 3 of our own leave for good. But it weren't always so.
It weren't always so, were it?
When kings and queens sent their firstborn to these mountains, when the White March was the envy of empires.
How the mighty have fallen. I mean, sure.
The Pargrin dwarves transformed the White March once. We could bring some of that greatness back to Stalwart. But we need the White Forge. Then you'll know that no one's felt as much as a summery breeze from the White Forge for over 200 years.
Yes.
I'm hoping you can do something about that.
And why would I do that?
Told you.
If uncovering one of the greatest mysteries of Kith civilization don't light your wick, then think on what's in Durgan's battery. A powerful forge and some of the finest weapons ever crafted.
If it hasn't been opened in 200 years, I'm guessing the weapons are probably rusting. Just saying.
We've been trying to breach Durgan's battery for over a year now. Problem is, the other expeditions can't so much as dent the front door. A dozen different groups have come through at our request, and several more besides. Been hoping that one of them could clear the way through Durgan's battery. But young or old, green or seasoned, it don't seem to matter. They cast their spells, chisel at the door, and search the grounds until they've worn new treads into the old stone. The lucky ones eventually go home. Plenty more find themselves on the wrong side of a blizzard, or an ogre raiding party. We're an old mining town. Or we were until the Adirans pulled out and left us with a half-dug mineshaft and something resembling an inn. Since then, it's been a steady decline. You've seen the roads. Isn't much we can produce that the Valians can't ship cheaper.
So, find something else. You guys have snow? Produce snow. Snow and ice. Sell some ice.
But the White Forge... well... if we could fire it up again and start producing Durgan steel, or something close to it, wouldn't matter if we're in the White March or the Living Lands. Business.
The Living Lands? Where's that?
That's the long and short of it. We're laborers and fisherfolk, not adventurers. But Durgan steel could put Stalwart on the map again. Open up the mines, bring in new business. We just need the White Forge. Because you can shave stone with it, cleave cast iron in two, and the stuff's as rare as it is remarkable.
So it's basically mithril? If you had a suit of armor made of that, bet people would get tired of trying to stab you after a while and just give up. I like Eder.
Something even half as good. We'd have a market at our doorstep and work enough for all of Stalwart.
Wait, who's Uldric? I thought his name was something else. Anyways.
Where should I start? Ogres, blizzards, or sheer damned inaccessibility? It ain't for lack of trying, I'll tell you that much. Got untold riches in Durgan steel lying just inside. And never mind the White Forge. The Adirans who first settled Stalwart tried to crack it. So did the Valians, and every other cocky adventurer with more metal than sense. But the place has a funny way of sealing itself up. Front door stays shut. The tower entrances are clogged with rubble. And it's been impossible to blast a way in.
So I guess I have
It don't bear
more
dwelling
brawn
on.
than brains.
There's too many superstitions about that place as it is.
Killed each other off. Or so the old books say.
Plenty of tales to go around, but none of them open the battery. And the last thing people need is another reason to fear the place.
Kith do enjoy their ghost stories, though the Glanfathans take theirs very seriously.
Whatever it was, the other Pargrin dwarven settlements in the White March, Bone Picker, the Hawk, and the rest, emptied out not long after, moved to gentler, greener lands.
Had the right idea, if you ask me. Finally, someone talking sense.
Durgan steel wasn't just good. It was some of the best. We need the best if we're going to keep Stalwart alive. No one alive today has seen the White Forge, but the old stories tell that it was powerful, glowed white hot, and gave off a steady, even heat, unlike any other furnace. Let better-schooled folk puzzle over how the thing was built. I just want to see it put to use. Pargrin's a word in their language. Means traveler. They've been wanderers for generations, but I couldn't tell you much more. The battery's up the mountain to the north. A good hike away.
Near Galvino's place, huh?
So it is. Though I was going to suggest dealing with that ogre camp before anything. Mestre Galvino, as the old crosspatch prefers it, lives by himself and keeps the wilder and beasts at bay through sheer foulness of his temper.
She means to say he's a skilled smith and animancer, who's lived in the shadow of Durgan's battery for over a...
And by Animancy's flimsy standards, that makes him an expert, does it?
And he butters his bread on both sides and fits his left shoe before his right. But that's neither here nor there.
I don't know what that says about him. I guess who the hell butters their toast on both sides? As for the shoe, who gives a fuck which one you put on
Ain't nobody
first?
here fond of the man, but he's a clever hand and a quick study. It's a fool who thinks he stayed so close to the battery without figuring something about it.
You said as much to the last party, and we haven't seen hide nor hair of him since. Maybe they didn't run afoul of Baragon's ogres after all. Just watch your step. Galvino's place is a ways east of the battery, and folk who pass it bring unsettling tales. Belongs to Flames that whisper, Matron Baragon's clan. Hunters tell me they've been active of late.
Hunting elk and otherwise minding their own damn business.
Minding their own business. Never mind the latest expedition's disappearance, or the broken stockade.
I'm saying we shouldn't agitate him further.
The brawl outside was just the latest patch of trouble. The ogre clans are getting bolder, and we'll all sleep easier knowing they aren't circling our walls. Also, Baragons like to have whatever the last expedition found. Rumor has it they disappeared near her turf.
Killing a matron will only make our problems worse. The way to approach Baragon is with your hands held high.
If anyone could parley with an ogre, I suppose it'd be you. But they aren't known for their patience with prattle.
Is it really that hard to put a system in? Like, I don't really know, I'm asking a question here. To put a system in where it can read whatever name you put there? Because this happens a lot in games where you give your character a name, but they don't use your name. So, I don't know. Like, maybe? I really don't know if it's that
Good.
hard.
Before you leave town, stop by the Graves Rest. Most visitors to Stalwart spend some time there, so Hafric and his patrons may be able to give you the lay of the land.
Don't know about you, but I'm parched all of a sudden. I don't know about you, but I'm parched all of a sudden. Yeah, that sounds more like Adir. I don't know, I have to try to do their voices.
What's on your mind? Adir founded us back in their colonial days to supply ore to the Empire. Saw a fair bit of traffic from both sides of the White March then. But after the Deerwood claimed independence, Defiance Bay found cheaper places to get ore. Didn't have much reason to maintain our supply routes. Officially. Though with the state the roads are in, you wouldn't guess it.
Yeah,
Here
I
in the
noticed.
center? Let's see. The Graves Rest is next door.
They call it the
Hafric can set
Grave?
you up with a room and a hot meal there.
Nice.
The
Thanks,
fishery's just
Hafric.
on the edge of the lake, and the Temple of Andra is next to it. No one keeps a secret like Lavda. Or so. A few folk live in this part of town, too. Seemed a lot safer before the ogres broke through the western gate. Thiersch lives next to the old mine shaft. And Tana, the old mine overseer, is next door to me.
Not a 15-year-old who can stay at home and
I'm
play
the
video
mayor.
games all day.
Oh, I'm a builder by trade, though. Traveled all over Air Glonfoth and the Deerwood in my younger days, but ended up back here anyway. The Pargrin dwarves guarded it like a mother bear. It's a wonder we know as much as we do. They didn't volunteer much, and I knew better than to ask. I've seen all types charging through here. Professional companies with shiny new equipment as brazen as you please, and hopeless runts with nothing but tattered leathers. But these folk, I don't know what they were after, and the way they looked at you made you feel cold all over. Wish I could tell you more.
Perhaps we'll find more in the battery itself, yes.
Been looking everywhere for you.
Don't see the
Place
harm.
feels hollow.
Building's thirsty
More
work.
memory than substance.
So we gotta find a way to unlock Durgan's battery.
Bereth's wheel of fire.
Owena! Go check on that Orlin. Make sure he don't... Never seen such a bloodbath. Feels like we got half the town's survivors in here, just drinking to forget it. But you must be looking for some refreshment, too, after the way you handled them ogres. Or perhaps a room. Say the word and I'll give that shifty little Orlin the boot.
Say the word to me and I'll give this drooling idiot a shredding so vicious he won't know what hole does that what anymore.
Showed up a few days ago, sticks his nose out of the back room just long enough to empty his chamber pot. Up to no good, I tell ya. I'd like nothing more than to see him gone, but I don't want a ruckus over it. We get our share of lowlifes coming through here. Smugglers, fugitives, Kith looking to avoid the sharp eye of the law. The way he's keeping to himself, well, honest Kith sure don't have cause for it. I'd appreciate it. And I suppose I don't need to remind you that I don't want you to hurt him. I'm sure you can find a more discreet way of handling the problem. Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you? Top quality bear... Back to warm your hands, eh? What can I do for you?
Okay.
Oh, it's you. I'm so glad you came by. I hoped I'd have the chance to thank you properly. They told me what happened. God's bless you, ma'am. I owe you my life. I know it was foolish of me to run in there. But this ring is all that I have of my family. Oh, I'm managing. Fenway's letting me stay with her until I'm back on my feet. Everyone's been lovely, really. It was hard seeing what's left of the house. But Rayvald says he's going to see a hut raised for me soon as they get the logs. Sentiment, mostly. When he first settled here, my grandfather had a ring fashioned from the first batch of ore he excavated. It was supposed to commemorate his fresh start. He passed it on to his daughter, and my mother gave it to me in turn.
What are you playing? Orland's Hand. That's what they call it anyhow. Smooth. You pick a target, C, nose or ears. Nose is worth more, but you've got 2 ears to work with. You get less points for further out from the target you get. So from the mouth and eyes, no point if you miss. Sounds boring. I know a game that's much more entertaining. It's called Deerwood and Penis. Fancy a game? Not right now.
Ooh, still can't feel my fingers. Thought I'd found shelter when I stumbled across this little village. Guessing you did too, huh? As much blood as there was in the streets, I'm lucky the ale's still flowing. Thought all the whispers about Durgan's battery were just village superstition. And maybe they are. But I might have been on my guard if I'd listened. I was part of an expedition, hunting for relics from Durgan's battery. Picked up a good haul, too. So it figures that's when the winds pick up and the sky starts dumping snow. We lost sight of the road. Meanwhile, something else found us. Took Liam out before we even realized we were surrounded. And then we see him coming out of the snow. These little four-armed wilder. Lagufoth, they're called. Quick little bastards. Francesca and I held them off as long as we could, but when they filled her full of darts, I turned tail and ran. Found my way here and thanked my luck for escaping the Lagufoth. Then come to find out that this town's got an ogre problem. I need to get those artifacts. Not that I'm in any shape to go after them myself. But I can't afford to return to Defiance Bay without something to show for my But you've got your own expedition to the battery, don't you? While you're out there, maybe you could look for my goods. Whatever's left of them.
Why would I give them to you, though?
I'll give you a cut for anything you bring back, of course. I ain't asking for charity. I just can't afford to go home empty-handed. Like I said, we were treasure hunting near Durgan's battery when we were ambushed. What else do you want to know? Who? No, that would have been somebody else. We didn't meet with Renengild, or anyone else in town for that matter. We took out several loans to pay for our trip out here. I'm gonna have trouble if I don't pay them back. What's left of it should be near Durgan's battery. If you stumble across the Lagufoth, you'll know you're close. Just that it's been locked up tight for 200 years on account of those dwarves having a row. Which means that any trinkets from inside fetch a nice price. Sorry, I'm more of a businesswoman than a historian.
Fair. These are villagers. Villager.
Excuse me, was there something you need?
Nope, you're just a cleaner.
Not to be rude, but I'm rather busy. Can't you get another room? He... what? Oh no. No.
Can't imagine why he'd think a thing like that.
Is she there? Did you see her? Devala. That woman. The slaver, she... I was a slave in Raid Ceres. I ran away. Made it here. The mountains are usually the best place to lose slavers, but Devala's one of the best. I just want to get out of here. I've scraped together enough money to reach New Haelmar.
New Haelmar? That's hardly an I mean, it's lovely. You'll love it.
But the locals talk about a Raid Saren party, camped west of town. It's got to be Devala. She's been after me since the foothills. I'll pay you if you can get rid of her. I don't care how. Thank you.
I should have come here sooner. Alright everybody, that will be all for this episode. I truly hope that you did enjoy it. If you did, would you please hit the like button? It helps out the channel a lot more than you know. And if you'd like to see where this game is going and more of this character's story, please subscribe and hit the little bell icon to let you know every time I drop a video. Thanks for stopping on by. JF out.